Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cupid. If you're new here, thank you for joining me today. Today's reading is all about your person's naughty confessions. Okay, I'm super excited to get into this reading because I actually haven't done a naughty confessions in a while, so I'm just super curious. Before we get into that, I do want to just say thank you to everybody who's been supporting this channel. The analytics have been looking real good. Engagement is up, and I'm just really grateful that people are seeing my channel and resonating with my channel. And I hope that you guys stick around. I'm excited to see what more can happen here. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I have been seeing, I have been noticing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. My favorite is getting a comment because I love to know what resonated for you guys. It's such a reassurance, and I often go back. If you leave like a specific comment, I often go back and re-listen to that group because I want to know what you're talking about. So yes, I'm just really happy to have some engagement on this channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the groups. Oh, usual disclaimer, okay? This is a reading for a large unseen collective. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it's not for you, it's probably for somebody else. Also, this reading is going to be 18 plus. So if you're not 18, you need to go. If you need to be on YouTube Kids, you need to get on over there. All right. Only my 18 and ups need to be here for this 18 plus reading. Okay. And I don't have any crystals today. So all you have to choose from are these cute little presents. Make sure to pause if you need to, and just really tap into your intuition to see what group you feel most drawn to. All right. And all timestamps for each group will be in the description box below. So see you guys at your reading. Hi group one, I am back with your reading. I hope you guys don't mind the heater on in the background. I'm freezing, so I just want to be comfortable. All right. Your person's naughty confessions, group one. I'm not gonna lie. This person, they want to flip the script. They want to flip the script. Okay. I feel like they feel like you are always in control. They feel like you have the upper hand with them. They feel like you are the dominant one. You are the leader. And their naughty confession is that they want to have it their way. All right. With this 9 of Cups here, your person, they feel like they want to have it their way every once in a while. They want to get what they want, right? And they want to be selfish. There's some things that they like to do. This could be about specific fetishes, or this could be about specific fantasies. But it could also just be about, this power struggle, right? They feel like, and you might not even necessarily fight back or be this person that is like super dominant, but they do feel like with you, they can't just like push you around. They can't just be suggestive and then get what they want. When it comes to you, you have to agree to things. And how do I mean that? Because I definitely don't mean I don't mean anything in a non-consensual way. I mean, it's more like, how some people are a bit more assertive when it comes to intimacy, or a bit more suggestive, while other people are just a bit more receptive. They just receive the intimacy from their partner. They don't necessarily come up with ideas. They don't really, they might initiate a, holding hands or a kiss on the cheek, or, they might initiate regular, everyday, casual intimacy. But when it comes to the bedroom, some people have a harder time, with their imagination and being assertive. This is not you. You have no problem with that. And so maybe in the past your person has had that kind of dynamic, and it worked for them because it really allowed them to kind of explore what they wanted to explore, right? They can orchestrate the scenes, right? And there's some role play. So your person definitely wants to role play with you, okay? But they were able to orchestrate their scenes to their liking. But when it comes to you, you're not necessarily going to just be down for whatever, or you're not somebody who doesn't know what they want and who just kind of lets their partner, you know, show them, right? Like, you also have some things that you want. There are also things that you like. I'm getting someone, you know, stopping, right? You'll stop interactions. They feel like you walk away from them sometimes. Maybe they're trying to get things heated, but you are preoccupied. Or you're like, not right now, maybe later, right? With this power card, they feel like you have the power, right? And maybe they don't necessarily see themselves as somebody who does not have power, but they are recognizing that in your dynamic, you are the one who pretty much like runs the ship. And so if you're not really ready or interested, or if there's another way you want to go about it, you're the one who makes that decision, group 1. Here we have the 5 of Cups, and I heard slipping away, right? So already, like, this person, like, they want you to play along, right? They want you to stop running away from them. So like I said, you may at times, like, when they want to do stuff, you don't really want to do anything, or there are times when you're busy and they're not, and they're coming at you, they're trying to remove your shirt, because there's also this idea of like clothes coming off. So like this person, they might want to strip you or take your clothes off, and you're like, no, stop, you know. And they're like, oh, sometimes they want you to play along. They feel like you don't really follow the script, you know. You kind of do what you want, and sometimes they just want you to follow the script, play along, right? And like I said, this energy of like role playing is coming through. They want to have this kind of orchestrated dynamic. They want to, you know, they be the cop and you be the robber, whatever different games people play. I don't really know about all that, you know what I'm saying? I don't live that kind of life. That's not my kind of life, you know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. But anyway, they definitely feel like, you know, you kind of be running away, or, you know, you be playing coy, or you're just not interested, or maybe they feel like you're playing hard to get. And it's interesting because hold on. There's definitely an energy of them being drawn to you because of this. There's definitely energy of them being really into you because of this, or part of their reason why they're into you is because of this energy you have. So like, yes, they want you to like give in to them sometimes. They want you to like play along. They want you to let them have things their way sometimes. But at the same time, this energy about you is very attractive to them. They find it very alluring, but they also find it very like intimidating. You know what I mean? Like, you naturally just kind of have a power that they can't negotiate. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it doesn't matter the scenario, it doesn't matter the situation. Your power comes through very clearly, even in the bedroom, even when it comes to intimacy. All right. Before I get to this last card here, I just want to talk about the undressing, right? So your person, they love to see you not necessarily just naked, but in a state of undress, right? Like, for example, the way this woman is dressed, like she has her shirt / robe slipping off, things are showing, even the shoe is coming off. And so they like to see you in this like suggestive position where the clothes are on but they're coming off. They might like to undress you, right? Come up to you and they might grab your collar, and they might fix your collar, and now they're unbuttoning your top. And this is the person, they like to undress you. They like to reveal you, right? There's this energy of a reveal. And I feel like sometimes they want to do this at inopportune times. It's just not the best time for you. Or maybe sometimes they feel like nothing's going on, but you're just not as receptive as they may want you to be. Spirit also wants me to say, and guys, I'm so sorry, my allergies are so bad this morning. I'm high-key a little miserable, but I'm pushing through, okay? But yeah, I'm seeing this person, like, that may be part of, like, I don't want to say their love language, but their intimacy language, right? This person's intimacy language, what they like to do, they like to come up to you, and them undressing you is kind of them letting you know that they're horny. It might be them letting you know that they want to please you, right? And to me, the undressing like this could be somebody who has no problem with foreplay, right? If I'm wrong, let me know. But this person, they seem like they have no problem with foreplay. They like foreplay. So when they come up to you and they start touching you, they want to undress you. That's like their cue to you. They're like cueing to you. And I'm sure this is obvious, but this is part of their intimacy language. And everybody's different. Sometimes, like, you realize, you could be dating somebody, and when they want physical intimacy, they might start playing footsie with you. Or, another partner, if they want physical intimacy, they might, start just rubbing your face, rubbing your legs, rubbing your arms. Everybody's different, right? And so this person, it's kind of like they can't help it. This is the way that they signal to you that they are turned on, that they're available, they're ready, they want you, and maybe they feel rejected sometimes. Maybe they feel like you reject them, and hey, it's fair. If you're in the middle of cooking and they trying to come over there, taking off your clothes around the hot pans and stuff, of course you're gonna be like, stop. But I just get this energy of this person, like I said, they just want you to play along sometimes. They just want to feel that power. Because that's part of their intimacy. The way they see themselves, in regards to intimacy, is the one in charge, the one in control, the one who pleases you, the one who pleasures you. And they feel like they can't do it if you're always resisting, or if you're always busy, or if you're always willing to put, the work before everything else. You know what I mean? I get this energy that you could be a serious person. All right. Okay, so I want to get into this last deck, this last row here. So this is the Death card, and as you can see, she's like dropping this robe, and I love that because it goes back to that whole undressing. This person likes to see you undressing, right? In a state of undress. They love the reveal of you. This person, there could be something about your body physically that they just, when they see you, and I just heard drop dead gorgeous. Like, when they see you, they feel like you have like just the most perfect body. Like, it is the ideal for them. But I feel like this is interesting. This is interesting because it's coming out as a naughty confession, but at the same time, this is a fear. This is a legitimate fear that they have, but it's coming out as a naughty confession, probably because it relates to your beauty, right? And it relates to your intimacy and the sex and everything. But anyway, you may be way younger than this person, or you look way younger than this person, right? It's one of the two. Because you see how there's this old man here? He's like dying. He's like dead. This person, they feel like they're they're always, to the day they die, they're always going to be like stopped in their tracks by how you look, right? And your body, right? They're always going to love seeing you undress, and it's like they feel like they'll never get bored of it. But at the same time, they also feel like a part of them feels like you're going to look like this forever, right? And maybe you won't, but you could look very young. So they could be thinking that you're going to look young forever. Or if you do have an age gap, if you do have an age gap, then they're definitely thinking like, oh yeah, most of our relationship, you're gonna look younger than me. This is something that they have thought about. I won't say that they hyper focus on, but they have thought about this multiple times. And even though a part of it is like alluring maybe, or a part of that is attractive, that you look young, the fact that you will look younger than them, specifically when they're old, right? This is what I'm focused on. So if they're old now, I don't know what to say, but but getting older, right? Specifically when they are old, they feel like you're gonna look young still, and this is something that it scares them, but it's showing up here because it also high-key turns them on, right? It also high-key, like, it boosts your value, and it's like the desirability has just increased. So it's like their attraction to you because of this, their desire for you because of this, it has increased. Because, like I said, your value, your in terms of commodities, right? Think of it. So let's say it's an older man. You are going, because you still look young, wherever y'all go together, other people are always going to see you, the younger looking one, as this beautiful prize that he has caught, right? And because of that, one, it will boost his ego because he is with the beautiful prize, but it will also like heighten his senses, because his position at the end of the day, and this is just perception, right? It doesn't have to be true, but his position can be perceived as a weak position because he's old. What if she's tired of you, old person? What if she wants somebody younger? What if she wants somebody her age? So he has this fear that somebody can come in and be more on your level. Somebody can come in and be more attractive. Somebody can come in and look younger, right? And so there's a fear there, but this fear is like a roller coaster or a horror movie, right? There's like an adrenaline tied to this fear, and it makes them really like more invested and more willing to, I don't want to say put up with you, but more willing to work on this connection, fight for this connection, just keep trying with this connection. This person, they just find you very beautiful, and I get even though this person wants to have things their way every once in a while, I am getting this vibe that this is somebody who is pretty nurturing, right? This is a partner that that definitely cares for you, right? Even with the undressing, there's a gentleness there with this person. They want to take care of you, right? And that's what it all comes down to. Like, they want you to allow them to take care of you, please you, give you pleasure, and so I'm just getting like some good energy off this person. But yes, that is their naughty confession, group 1. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, group 1. Group 2. Your person's naughty confessions, I'm not gonna lie, might be disappointing, but please just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If this is not your reading, you can click another group, or you guys can go find another video, because this is really specific, basically, or it's more specific than not, and I feel like it's not going to be everybody's story, but if it's your story, shout out to you. So first things first, I just want to say that your person's naughty confession has to do with where they really want to be, right? This person, they are not where they really want to be. They are not being who they really are. And I feel like this is somebody who's having a hard time with it. They're having a hard time accepting this for whatever reason. I am getting somebody who is actually attracted to the same gender as opposed to the opposite. So, for example, if you're a woman dating a man, this man is actually gay. He actually likes men. If you're a guy, the girl that you're with, she's actually a lesbian. She actually likes women. I'm hearing that this could even go as far as, like, if you're in a gay relationship. No. I mean, it could be, like, it really could be, but I'm getting somebody who is ashamed. I'm getting somebody who is ashamed of what they really want, okay? So the first card here, we have the Eight of Pentacles, okay? And then right underneath it, we have protection. So I heard what works, right? What works? Somebody's asking what works. And I feel like in this scenario, I'm getting this person, they feel like your relationship works, right? They feel like your relationship works for a few reasons. And one of the reasons is because it's conventional and therefore it provides protection from them. This person, you know, basically they feel like you're their beard. They feel like you are their cover up. Being in this relationship with you, you know, it works. It works because you guys are conforming, right? The relationship works because the dynamic, like I said, is conventional. It's what's typical, what's expected, right? If you're a man with a woman, you know, she goes to work, she might have some kids, right? She does, you know, you guys can have a more traditional looking or typical looking relationship. And that can provide protection for this person. Protection from what? Probably judgment, right? This person, they are definitely afraid. The fact that protection is here, they are definitely afraid of the consequences of being out. You know, and everybody, you know, some of us can be like, oh, it's 2025, you don't even, but we really don't know what type of community a person is in, what their family is like, right? And what people are willing to give up. A lot of people in the world will sell their soul if it means being accepted by a group, you know what I mean? That's why so many people fall victim to cults. Like, a lot of people are willing to be a part of a group more than they're willing to take care of themselves. And it's because they perceive that without this group they won't have protection. Without a clan, without, you know, a friend, you know, they won't have protection, right? They're going to stand out. They're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So that's what they don't want. They don't want to stick out, right? Or stand out. They want to use you and your relationship. I'm getting, for some of you, you're married, right? With this Eight of Pentacles, you could be married to this person, but they want the act of conforming in this way to kind of be a shield, to shield how they truly feel inside, right? The next card here, we have the Sun. And I feel like it's really self-explanatory in some ways, because there are just two guys here. They're laying out on the sun, on the sand. The sun is shining. And so I feel like this is like, I'm not gonna lie, it's giving some nostalgic energy, right? This person thinking back to something that they did with somebody, right? A time where they were probably hooking up or engaging intimately with somebody of the same sex. And the Sun, I feel like their naughty confessions is that they could have a specific crush on somebody. There could be a specific person that they want, but it also could just be them confessing that they rather have men. And I feel like this is definitely a man. I mean, most of my viewers are female, and I can only assume. So, I mean, if it's not, like I said, just take what resonates, apply it how it does apply, and if it doesn't apply, then leave it alone. But I feel like this person, they definitely, and then the Sun makes me think of happy, makes me think of gay, right? Their naughty confessions is that they want to be free, right? Their naughty confessions is that they really want to live in their truth. They want to have the experiences that they want to have. They want to be with the people that they want to be with. And like I said, there's some nostalgic energy. I feel like this person has done some gay stuff in the past, right? This person could have been in, you know, I'm hearing like camping, some type of all guys school. This could have been maybe Boy Scouts, or there's something here, right? Teammates, right? Maybe they had a teammate in the past, but it's like they're reminiscing on either one encounter or several encounters that they've had. And they're reminiscing on this because that's where they really want to be. And then with this sorry here, I feel like this is like both ways. Like they're saying sorry to you, one, because this past encounter could have happened behind your back, right? So they're already feeling guilty for not just giving in to temptation, but being a liar, right? Being a cheater, right? Sneaking around. That can really weigh on somebody. If somebody does that and that's not really like their MO, that's not really who they usually be, they just gave in to some temptation, that stuff eats away at people, because a lot of people are really not good liars. A lot of people actually don't like confrontation, or, you know what I'm saying, when people have a secret on accident, it can, you know, it can weigh on them, right? As opposed to people who purposely, you know, created a secret to keep from you. And not to say, oh, they just fell into some, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, this is somebody who has been resisting urges for a long time. This is somebody who has been repressing. And I feel like some of the nostalgia, some of the memories that they're thinking about, these are interactions that they had while with you behind your back. And that's why the sorry is so strong. Like, the energy coming off of the sorry is like pointing to so many different things. They want to apologize to you, right? They want to apologize to you for also just being gay. Like, they want to apologize to you for not being who you think they are, for not being able to give you what they feel like they're supposed to give you, which is ironic. Like, they wanted to play this role for the protection, but they can't fulfill the role, right? Like, you know what I mean? But they also feel sorry for themselves, right? That's what I'm getting huge here. They feel sorry for themselves because they cannot live in this truth, or they have not done the work to live in this truth. So there's like a bit of shame. Like, there's a lot of shame here, not just because they're attracted to the same gender, but because they are moving or have moved sideways, and it's not admirable. There's no respect there. And so this person, like I said, they're kind of battling, because they're definitely seeing that living this double life or having this secret self, they're seeing that it causes problems, and they're trying to figure out, you know, either how to avoid or stop these problems, or, you know, they're trying to figure out, is this something that they need to address with you? Because I feel like they got themselves in a bit of a pickle. I feel like they, and I feel, and I'm going to keep my opinions to myself, but I feel like, actually no, I'm going to say it. I feel like sometimes with men who are on the down low, you know, just because they are gay, like, they're not respectful of women. They're not respectful of women's time. And they also see women as just utility. So they think like, oh, I'm just going to pretend to be straight, and I'm going to waste this woman's time. I'm going to marry her, pretend to love her, pretend like I can give her everything she wants. Meanwhile, I can't, and I'm going to start cheating on her because I'm lying to myself and everyone around me. And so this person, like, they really put themselves in a bad position. They put themselves in this position because they thought that there was going to be no consequences. They thought they were just going to pretend to not be gay, and then everything was going to be fine and dandy. But it's like, no, they put themselves in this position, you know, basically screwing you over. And now they're trying to figure out how to not screw you over, even though this is exactly the position they put you in, right? Like, literally, like, if you're not attracted to women, don't marry a woman, right? Women are not, you know, cars. Women are not, you know, items that you can just use at your convenience. And I feel like that's something that I personally don't have had issues, because I'm like, it just, sometimes it doesn't matter the sexuality, it's the conditioning. But anyway, enough of that. I just feel like this person, they're now realizing like, oh shit, this was actually not a smart, sustainable decision. This was a reckless decision. It was a selfish decision. And now I'm lying to this person behind their back because I really want to be with the bros. You know what I mean? And just to preface, I am queer. I am LGBTQ plus. Okay? I don't like how that came out in the reading. But anyway, the last card here, we have Two of Swords. So this person is stuck between a rock and the hard place, right? A rock and a hard place. I said the hard place. This person is stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? They don't really know where to go. And I feel like this person with this Two of Swords, I'm getting binary, right? This person has a binary way of thinking. And that is why they're in this goofy situation, because for them, they feel like the only options are to either be themselves and be gay or be with a woman, right? There's no in between. There's no just be by themselves, right? There's no leave women alone. They really feel like they either are public about their sexuality, they're out, or they have a girlfriend or a wife or a woman on their arm. And the reason why is because this person is so insecure about their sexuality that they really feel like they need protection. Even though if they were just a man, do his own thing, doing whatever, most people wouldn't say anything. But they feel like they need that extra layer of reassurance that they're not going to come off gay. They need a woman as a beard around as like this extra layer of confusion so that other people can't tell that they a little gay. And it's like, they don't realize that there's so many options in between that. One of them is just be single. Be single and leave people alone, right? Like, you know, and with return, I'm getting with the Two of Swords, this person, they see it that way because at the end of the day, they really, 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 really want to just be gay, right? They see it as this one or the other because they really, 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 really just want to be gay. But they're really, 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 really scared. They don't want to just be alone because they're scared. They don't want to just be alone. They don't want to just do their own thing because they're scared. So they can't leave women alone. They need to have like a cover up, you know. And with the return here, I feel like this naughty confession is that, and I feel like, oh my God, I'm not going to lie, for some of you, and I'm going to pray for you here in this group, because this type of stuff makes me so angry and upset. And just be careful, right? Please be careful with this person. But with this is nostalgic about some stuff they did behind your back. I'm not gonna lie. And then with this return here with the Two of Swords, they're basically confessing that they always come back to you. They're always going to come back to you because they are afraid, right? Their confession is that they're gonna pick you out of both swords. They're going to pick you out of both swords because they feel like you are the side that comes with the protection. You are the side that is more conventional, right? You're the one that's going to have them not look as bad or not be ridiculed. You know what I mean? But I feel like this is them, like, even if they slip up and have an encounter, or even if they slip up and meet somebody that they may like, they're still going to come back to you. Because they're afraid of that other option. They're really afraid of the other option of just being themselves and being out. But anyway, that's the naughty confessions for group 2. I'm so sorry that it was not like super sexy. But if it resonated or you enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye. All right, group 3. So I'm seeing a couple things. First things first, I'm getting an energy that your person could be somebody who's either super busy or they're kind of like a hard ass, right? This is somebody who I'm hearing set in their ways. They can have a demanding schedule. There's something about their time that can't be negotiated. There's something about what they do, their efforts, that are essentially like pulled away from you in a sense. The first card out, we have the Two of Cups, Two of Chalices. Hold on. We have the Two of Chalices. And then right underneath that, we have sorry. What's this? Nine of Wands. I feel like your person, part of their confessions is that they want to make it up to you. They want to make something up to you with the sorry card. I feel like with the Two of Cups and then there's a Nine of Wands at the bottom, they could have had to cancel a date, or they were unable to make plans with you. Part of their naughty confessions is that whatever the circumstance was, it just was not their intention to cancel on you or bail on your plans, right? They feel bad, right? They feel like they want to say it's not their fault, but at the same time, I do see them like wanting to take accountability, but they also just want you to know that it really just like there was no intention regarding like making you upset or anything. Like it was not on purpose. And so with the sorry, I feel like they want to make it up to you. They want to make it up to you, but with a new date, taking you on a new trip or something. What's interesting is that both of these cards are very similar. You have a couple that's rolling around, naked and, pretty much making love to each other. And so they're naughty confessions, high key. They want to spend time with you, right? They want to have this quality time, where you guys aren't doing anything super fancy, but you guys are just spending time together. This person wants to really just roll around with you. They want to have time to just roll around with you in bed and cuddle and just feel you against them. You know what I mean? And they feel bad that whatever they're doing now, they feel bad that it's so demanding that they have not been able to do that, right? This card here is actually the Lovers. And so I feel like your person's naughty confessions it could be, yes, that they love you, but I'm getting more so that they feel very drawn to you and they feel like they really identify with you, right? They see you and them as a pair, right? They don't see you guys as two individuals, right? They feel like they want you incorporated in their life. And I think that's part of that's where the guilt is really coming from, because they already see you as someone that should be incorporated in their life. They see you as an extension of themselves. And so the fact that they let you down or they're unable to fully incorporate you at this time, it makes them feel inadequate or like they're not doing enough, right? And that's why they feel the need to apologize. Right underneath is steady. So I feel like maybe you guys are not super official yet, right? Maybe, and this is going to vary. Like for some of you, I'm getting that you're a girlfriend, but you're not a wife, right? For others of you, you could be, y'all could be dating and getting close, but you're not necessarily a girlfriend. And so it's going to vary for everybody, but with this steady, they really want to make this official, right? So if you're not a girlfriend yet, they want to ask you to be their girlfriend. If y'all are a boyfriend and girlfriend, they want to ask you to move in. If you're already moved in, they want to ask you to marry them. There's something here where they see something really, really long term for you. But let's move on to this. So with the Star card, I think that's so interesting because I feel like these couples are laying out under the stars, right? I feel like this person, they may want to stargaze with you. They may want to go camping. They may want to be intimate outside. I'm definitely getting this energy of they want to be outside with you. But at the same time with the stars, it's like their imagination, their dreams, like their mind is wide open to possibilities, and they, like I said, I feel like they're more open to possibilities at this time. They're part of their confession with this Tyrant in reverse is that they don't want to be so in control, right? They don't want to be the one always calling the shots, right? And I feel like this extends beyond, physical intimacy, of course. They don't mind you having your demands, and they don't mind you having your boundaries and what you will or will not deal with, or, what I'm saying? They're happy to meet you where you are. They're happy to meet your requirements, and so they're kind of like confessing to you that they don't want to be in control. They don't want to be the boss of you. And maybe this is something that you guys have discussed. Maybe this was something you were worried about. But they're like reassuring you here that they're not trying to be the boss of you. They don't want to be the boss of you. They want to love you, okay? They want to do spontaneous things with you, right? Not everything has to be perfect and orchestrated. Like, they're saying, like, we can just go watch this. We can just go stargaze, right? We can just lay in bed and watch TV. I just want to be with you. I just want to lay with you. I just want to feel you next to me. And I'm sorry that I'm so busy that I haven't had this time to just spend quality time. You know what I mean? I feel like this person, because there's this person here in the background of the Lovers. I feel like, but there's no other figures. I feel like this person does have a third party that distracts them, but I feel like it's more so related to work and career. There's an obligation here. I just also heard father, so somebody could work with their father or work with a male figure that they've known for a while. Maybe this figure has gotten them a job or is helping them with their career, but they do feel pulled in a couple different, they do feel pulled in another direction just in terms of their time. But I feel like their main confession is that they just want to spend more time with you. Like, maybe you've been feeling like they're more interested in doing something else than they are. They want you to know, like, no, it's not that I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in you. It's just that at work we got this and that going on, or my uncle or my dad has been asking me to do this and this, or I'm currently working on this and this, and I'm the lead, whoever, and so I'm just kind of tied to that right now. But once all that's cleared up, I'll be free. So that's another thing. They're confessing that they're trying to create time where they're free, right? They're working on some free time. And I also got, like, to me, like, these also make me think of, like, hotels. They want to go on a trip. They're trying to think of, like, a getaway, maybe. A getaway. Anything else, Spirit? Can I get some more naughty confessions about group 3? Oh yes, the 9 of Wands and the Chariot. So I'm getting with this 9 of Wands here, I hear them saying, like, I don't want you to be mad at me. Like, I don't want you to be upset with me. Okay? Their confessions is that they don't want you to shut them out because of this. They don't want their job or the obligations that they have. They don't want that to be a rift between you. And notice there's a man here again, right? Another third party random male walking by with a torch, right? And so this has to do with, like, I feel like his passions, his career, his job. He has this on his mind. He has this in the background. He doesn't want this to be the reason you pull away from him or don't want to see him. But at the same time, he understands, like, he needs to make it up to you, right? That's what I'm getting. Like, this person feels like they know they need to make this up to you because you're putting up with a good bit, and they're constantly being pulled back and away from you. You guys may have not had any quality time for a while. I'm also getting with the stars and then this chariot here. This could be a long distance relationship, right? This could be a long distance relationship. And maybe not super, super far away, but you guys can't just pop up at each other's place, you know, multiple times a week. You guys have to like plan your dates. You got to plan the time that you spend together. With the chariot though, I feel like this person, they want to take you away. They want to get away, right? For some quality time. So I feel like part of their confession is that they are working on some quality time you guys are going to spend together, right? They're planning something. It could be a trip. It could just be some time off. You guys could do something specific. But I'm seeing more than anything, this person wants to make up for either a forgotten date or a canceled date. They just want to make up for not being as available as they feel like they should be, okay? So I'm going to leave it there, group 3. If you guys enjoyed this reading and or it resonated, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye!